Good morning, Darlene. How are you? A little different today than usual. What's up, Craig? Craig Godwin, how are you, buddy? You're moving to Hawaii. Yes, do it. Kendra from California. Mike from Southern Cal. God damn, you guys get up early. Or are you still up partying? What's up, Tyrone Davis? How are you? And Lance. Taking a little day for myself. How about that? I think everybody needs to do that, right? What's up, Debbie? How are you? Striper's there soon, yes. Can't tell you how many times I've been up this morning fishing for stripers. But they are in warmer waters right now, so there's literally no fish in that water. Fishermen understand that. What's up, Grant? All the way from Tampa. How are you? You got a pretty good Cuban sandwich down there. Not the best, though, according to Chef Carl. Carl Ruiz was in California being a TV star. He'll be back soon. He'll be back on the Opie Radio podcast. Christopher Smerring. After the snowstorm we had in Buffalo last week, that looks amazing. I was in the elevator with a woman last night, and she was bitching about the weather in New York. And my go-to line is, "This is nothing. You have never lived in Buffalo, New York." And she looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'm crazy, but I speak the truth about winters in Buffalo. Ever since moving to New York City, born and raised on Long Island, but pretty much New York City's my home for a long time now. I don't bitch about the weather, or very rarely. Because, damn it, I lived in Buffalo, New York. That's real winter. Oh, nice. Yeah, I got my coffee. What's up, Denisio? Castro, how are you? Alex Frank, I'm not getting back together with Aunt. Why are you obsessing with that, sir? Why are you obsessing? I did try. If you've been following along, I definitely tried. And it went pretty good. And then I left the door open to, maybe do something with him. And then I checked out his joint where he's doing his shows. Keith showed me around and couldn't be bothered to be there that day. Then Keith offered me half the business. I talk about my life, so I talked about that. Next thing you know, Ann starts hating on me again. So I don't know what else I was supposed to do. I'm loving what I'm doing now. Loving what I'm doing now, which is the Opie Radio podcast. There's a link in the description of this live stream. The latest episode is Mike Bichetti. It's Edibles and Dinosaurs, with a very special appearance by Bruce Willis. No shit, I'm serious. Listen for yourself. You'll hear Bruce Willis on episode 79 of the Opie Radio podcast. Why the UGG, Sean? Why the UGG? What's up, Rachel? You're a regular. How are you? We're in a different spot today, as you can see. What's up, Mark Montano? How are you? 50 degrees here in Reading, Pennsylvania again today. Got a gorgeous date for coffee today. Wish me luck. Steve, good luck. Make sure you got your ass clean. You don't want a stinky ass as you're sitting there drinking coffee with a broad. How is Chef Carl doing? He's on a bit of a hiatus from the social media. Is he okay? Yeah, he's a freaking TV star, man. He's out there filming some more stuff for Guy Fieri. I'm mad he hasn't been on the podcast in a while. For no good reason. I think he gets back like Thursday or Friday, and we'll get a podcast done immediately. Maybe I'll surprise him and pick him up from the airport. What's up, Joyce? How are you? One of the regulars to the live streaming in the morning. Yes, thank you, Nunzio. Can't wait to hear part 2 tomorrow. Hope you got Bichetti to roar loudly in the museum. Yes. Thank you. I think you're going to love part 2 of edibles and dinosaurs, because we make it into the museum, and boy, do we look at dinosaurs. So, what's up, John Derbish? How are you? Just chilling on the beach, having a cup of coffee. I got some stuff to do today, believe it or not. And then I figured a little mental health day. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, thank you, Corbin Lee Wing It. He loves the podcast, listens every week. Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Catch up on the episodes, man. I'm telling you, we're putting out some damn good content. And I'd appreciate if we get a few more ears on the podcast. Besides that, very, very happy. Why didn't you want to go on Stern? Well, yeah, that caused a lot of controversy. I got a call from Stern's camp. They asked me if I would be interested. It wasn't an official invite. I should clear that up. They asked if I would be interested on going on Howard, and I pretty much said no. So, and then everyone's like, "You're stupid. He's huge, and you're a nobody." All right, I'm happy with being a nobody. I'm happy. I did everything I could there to kind of, smooth things over. He didn't want anything to do with it, so. Thank you, Max William. Are you really the 5th? Max William the 5th. Damn, Raul Font. What's up? Oh, you liked the episode? Thank you. You missed Carl. Don't worry, Carl will be back. He is definitely missed. These weather switches are great for surf casting, Dan Long says. A, where are you from? B, you truly think there's fish in there? I don't think so, man. December hits and all fish go bye-bye. I'll take your word for it. I'll throw a line in. I'll try some lures, some plugs. You are a nobody we all love. Okay. And invited you to the show. Why don't you go? Be interested in radio, say the least. No, I don't really feel like sitting there and listening to racist bullshit. It wouldn't be interesting. Sadly, Anthony has brought more hate into my life than most people. Sadly. And simply won't let it go. I don't know why. Keith Richards, what's up? I know you. Yeah, you're a Philly guy. When's the next live Philly podcast? We haven't really done a lot of live podcasts. We did one up in Nantucket. We sneakily did one at Get Parts where we put out one tweet basically saying, hey, we're going to be there in a couple hours. And the cool part about that was that like 20 people showed up. It was nice. But I got to start like expanding and doing some live podcasts. Definitely from Philly, definitely from New York, definitely from Boston. Although, man, I was thinking about it the other day. I've been out of Boston for so long. I wonder how many people will still give a fuck up there. I really wonder. I was saying it the other day on the live stream. I've been out of Boston so long that, ooh, look at the birdie going by. What up, bird? That Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback. Yeah. We've been out of Boston for the entire Tom Brady run. That's a long, long time, man. So, morning coffee with some boogers. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Have you heard from Pete Davidson? Nope. Another guy I did nothing to that blew me off. He became uber famous. Just having a sip of coffee. Pete Davidson that became uber famous. I almost want to say fuck Pete Davidson, but I know he's in hell in his own fucking mind. He was in constant contact with me. When I got let go, it's officially let go, by the way, from SiriusXM. I didn't get fired. They paid every penny of my contract. He actually reached out. He was one of the few that reached out immediately. That's bullshit. What the fuck, man? I can't believe they did this. Blah blah blah. I reached back to him. We went back and forth, and honestly, that was the last time I ever heard from him. And then when he was going through all that shit after the Ariana Grande breakup, I had 2 phones numbers for him, and I tried him on both phones, and he never got back to me. So I don't know. It's just so fucked up. Some of these guys get amnesia when they get really famous. It's really, really strange to me. And then all of a sudden they're like not as famous, and then they'll look you up again. It has happened to my entire career. So thank you, Brad Oakes. Morning, he says. Love the podcast. Thank you. Sean Whitcomb, his meaning Pete Davidson's fame will go away soon. He sucks. I can't say he sucks. I'm actually really, really disappointed. Really disappointed that he didn't return any of my calls. So I tried to get him on the podcast. I honestly, I just reached out to make sure he was okay, especially when he was going through that suicide stuff, because I know a little more about that than most. People close to him know a little more about that than most. Sorry. I honestly woke up like 15 minutes ago and said, oh my God, I want to do a live stream today. It's gorgeous out here. Heard from Mark Norman. Yes, I have heard from Mark Norman. And it's completely my fault that he hasn't been on the podcast. But with that said, I believe he's coming on very, very soon. Let's just put it that way. I wanted Mark to be on the podcast a lot sooner. To be honest with you, and I don't know if it matters to you guys, but when I got let go from SiriusXM, I took almost a year off, and I honestly wanted to put a lot of distance between me and the old show. So it's one reason why I didn't pick up and just have the same exact guys on that I had at the end of my SiriusXM run. Really wanted the podcast to sound very, very different, and I think I accomplished that. And now, if you probably will notice, if you're like a regular listener of the podcast, that you're seeing me bring in some of the old guys finally, like Mike Cannon. Chris Stefano, he's sort of been there from the beginning, I guess. Then you'll get Mark Norman soon, and others. I got others on that list. Mark is so annoying, Joshua. I think Mark is. Thank you, John Fitzgerald. That's how the internet works, right there. One guy says he's annoying, the next guy says he's really funny. I get that all day long. Ope, you suck. Ope, I love what you do. Ope, kill yourself. Ope, you're a genius. That's pretty much my Twitter all day long. Pretty much. Mark is one of the best guests, absolutely. No, the kids are in school today. I'm taking a day. Taking a little day for myself. I had some things to do. So I'm over here now, as Dice would say. Got a bunch of things to do. Figured I would check out the view down here at the beach, and then I'm going to be pretty busy. So, how's the golf swing, Boris? Oh, that Boris? Boris gave me golf lessons. Boris, I got to get back to swinging a club. I just got these damn herniated discs on my lower back. I've done a very good job over the years of keeping myself healthy and keeping myself very active. I don't want to just be healthy, physically healthy. I want to be very active. I'm an older father, and I don't want my kids to ever notice that, besides the bags under my eyes and maybe some gray coming in. But besides that, I don't want them to notice that their dad is slower than the rest of the dads. It's a little promise I made to, let's just say, myself and my family. Anyway, but I got these herniated discs, and when I twist, that's when it pulls out. So golf is kind of evil to me. But I definitely want to start playing golf again. And now I'm starting to debate: do I go back to the back doctor, get another MRI? Fucking Tiger Woods had his spine fused, and now he's competitive again. Maybe I get an operation like that just so I could, not worry about it pulling out while I cast, while I do surf casting. I'm not talking about going for a master. That's I should say the Masters. I was gonna say a major. I'm fucking not totally focused here, but whatever. I loved my caddy days, Joyce. I can honestly say that, and this is going to sound very stupid and very crazy, but I just try to speak the truth as much as I can. I loved caddying as much as I loved some of the best years of my radio career. Yes, that is the truth. And the caddying the caddy really helped me become a talk show host, because every day I was up around this time, about now, at the Huntington Crescent Club. I would probably be on the first green, maybe the second tee, with the foursome, and every loop, they're called loops. If you've never seen Caddyshack, but they're called loops. I was a looper. You got to talk to very different people. You talked to some people that were very engaging and really good at telling a story and very good at conversing. Then you would talk to people that were complete stiffs, and you would try to open them up and try to get to what they were all about. Then others you knew damn well to just leave them the fuck alone. So those days were boring. But every day was something different. And I really, really loved being a caddy. Paid really well too, man. I got up there. But I was one of, I don't know, I would say maybe 5 of us, maybe even less, that were used for really big money matches at the Huntington Crescent Club. We had these golfers that were incredibly good. There were a couple guys that were scratch over there. Scratch means no handicap, or very low handicaps like 2s and 3s, and they would play each other for stupid money, and they wanted, yeah, I guess I'm bragging, but I'm sorry, but they wanted the better caddies, and I was one of them. So we got way more money than the average looper, because we just knew how to read every single putt on that damn golf course. If you know anything about golf, there are putts you would swear, oh, there comes the sun peeking out. We're almost done, folks. There were like putts that you would swear went right to left, and if you had that knowledge like we did, you would tell the guy, yo, don't believe your mind, that thing's going left to right. And that's where you made the big bucks. It always came down to that, and clubbing them. But if they're like if they're a scratch or a 1 or 2 handicap, then you didn't really have to club them. Club them means you pretty much told them what club to hit. But I did that too. There were guys, they didn't even, I would just hand them the club depending on the wind, depending on how wet the grass was, depending if they were the fairway or the rough, depending on the yardage, all that stuff. And I would just hand them a club. Made my job a lot easier. I didn't have to put the bag down and wait for the guy to go through all the clubs, try to figure out that it's an obvious 7-iron. Who are you kidding? You're 140 yards out. You can't hit more than a 7-iron here. Some of these guys thought they had like muscles, and they would try to like squeeze a wedge from 140, 150 yards. I'm like, no, stop it. Here's your 7-iron. Relax. So, oh, and I used to get boners when I caddied too. Figured I would add that because I think it was too inside on the caddying thing. Because I was a kid, man. I started as a 12-year-old, and I made it all the way into my early 20s, and some of these like MILFs, they're walking around with their tiny skirts and their beautiful tan legs, and You know, guys can understand this shit. The wind blows and you would get boners when you were young. Then I would have to hide the boner while I'm walking up the fairway. Oh, to be young. To be young again. So, Joyce goes, oh my God, look, I try to tell the truth. I really do. I'd have my boner just pointing straight up. And then I would have a collared shirt on, and I made sure I wore a baggier shirt so I could like have that shirt hang down and cover everything up nice. Oh, I just gave myself the hiccups. There's your son, by the way. How's that? That's nice, right? Well, we're not going to play any part of the podcast today, because it's just me and my damn phone. But please, actually, the link in the description of this video goes to all the episodes of the Opie Radio podcast. So if you're almost caught up, I should say, you know, go scroll and pick an episode you haven't heard yet. They're all good. I'm really, really, really proud of all the episodes. Oh, the tampon story is a classic caddy story, Alex. God, you guys listen and remember everything. All right, I'll end with that. There was, God. Oh my God. This is really, look. When your hormones are racing as a 13, 14-year-old, you'll kind of do stupid things. So, oh my God, I can't believe I'm telling this story again. Anyway, I was caddying one day, and one of the things you did was you went through the bags of the members. A lot of times you went through the bags of the members because the bags were so damn heavy you wanted to throw shit out to lighten the load. So there were a few holes early on that were kind of on the outskirts of sort of like wooded area, and they would be, it was called, you would be fort caddying, or I forgot what it was called now. But anyway, I'm probably babbling, I'm sorry. But, I mean, you're the first people I talk to every morning. Anyway, so they'd be on the tee, and you'd be way out on the fairway, so you could see where their drives went. And that was a great opportunity, especially if there was a wooded area, to look in their bags and just kind of lighten up the load. Because some of these guys would walk around with 100 balls in their bags. These bags were so fucking heavy. To be honest with you, I think that's why I got herniated discs all these years later. But anyway, so it was very common to go through golf bags. Some of the guys, you know, they were on the up and up, and they would take cash because all the guys would put their bankrolls right in their golf bags, so they didn't have to carry it around. So a lot of these guys would squeeze off an extra $10 or $20 bill. I honestly never did that. I would take balls every once in a while because I'm like, this guy doesn't need 100 brand new Titleist balls. I'm going to take a few. So you would stash it behind a tree, and then later, after your caddying was done, you go back and get the stuff, get your loot. So I was caddying for this couple and their daughter, who's my age. She was pretty much just turning puberty, and there I am, the guy that gets boners very easily. And she was really cute. So I decided to open up her bag while I was caddying for her and her parents, and I found a tampon. Am I really telling this story? Christ. So I found a tampon. Remember, I was 13 or 14 years old. I thought I found gold. I thought it was the most amazing thing. In some weird way, it was erotic, because maybe it meant that, you know, this girl that's about my age is, you know, getting close to having sex. Oh, Rachel, stop laughing. I'm spilling my heart out today. I hid the tampon in my pocket, thought about it, and then when I got home, I still had the tampon, and I kind of... we had a tree fort behind our house. So, but I had a lot of brothers. I didn't want them to find the tampon that I stole from the golf bag of the young girl that was my age, that I kind of was attracted to. I was attracted to her because she was my age. That's basically it. You know how that goes. So, and then I kind of had it in the woods, hidden, and I would visit the tampon every once in a while. Oh, Christ. Yeah. That's it. That's the story. I didn't jerk off or any of that crap, but for some reason going and looking at the tampon was like some weird eroticism for me at 13, 14 years old. A puberty trophy, hilarious. Thanks, John. I guess. I'm sure some of you assholes, if you were being honest, would have a similar story, okay? Is this live? Yes, it is, Andy. Andy Bays, it's live. It is live. What's up, Andy? How are you? Yeah, I should tell that story to Carl. I haven't told that story on the podcast. So, thanks, Joyce. I don't mind it. You find it funny. Just please don't think I'm a creep. I worked with a lot of creeps, but I'm not a creep. I got some silly stories and stuff, but what? I never heard this before, but they do say there are pheromones, geez, in period blood, so it makes sense. It wasn't a dirty tampon. It was brand new. I ain't turning this off until you know that it was a brand new tampon. Oh my God, I wouldn't touch a used tampon. That would make me puke. All right, guys, this is it. So, you know what? I think this is an extra Facebook Live because I believe I will go on Facebook tomorrow morning from our usual location probably. All right? All right. This was fun, man. I like this one a lot. So, you know the deal. There's a link in the description of this live stream. That'll take you right to my page at Westwood One that has all the episodes of the Opie Radio podcast. I would figure that you guys pretty much have listened to every single one. You seem to be like hardcore listeners of the podcast. But if not, maybe there's one you haven't heard. Just click on that and take it for your ride today. I would really, really appreciate that, okay? More conspiracy theory shows. Yes, we got a guy in LA that's standing by that's a fan of mine from many, many years ago. I never talked to him, but he says he's a huge fan. He heard the conspiracy show, wants to help us out with that. So I'm honestly waiting for Carl to come back because I don't want to do that without Carl. And I invited Mike Cannon to come back. So that's going to be in the very near future. Also in the very near future, do you want to know who's on it? I like them being surprises, so I'm not going to tell you. I got a big, huge celebrity for Monday's episode, I'll tell you that much. And tomorrow's part 2 of Edibles and Dinosaurs with Mike Bichetti. We finally make it into the museum and we finally make it into the dinosaurs room. So it's really a good listen. Guys, thanks so much, for real. I'm really, really enjoying just building a whole new thing. And it seems like you guys are with me, and that really, really means a lot. So thank you. If you're on iTunes, 5-star reviews for the Opie Radio podcast. But honestly, I don't care. Just listen to them any way you can. All right. Hey, John, what's up, buddy? I see you. Oh, thank you, Melissa Murdoch. My husband and I listen to your podcast, Opie Rocks. Big fans for years. I'll end with that, Melissa. Thank you so much. We're gonna do this again tomorrow, so I'll see you guys. All right. Have a great day.